Hello, my name is Joseph Carroll. This is my YouTube channel. Some of you may know me from such booktubers as Steve Talks Books and Philip Chase. I'm an author, and I just have been in the writing community here, the Booktube-ish community, for a few years now, and it kind of feels like this was gonna happen eventually. It just took time and when I could, you know, find free time to do it. But I just wanted to start off by doing, I guess, what they call the Booktuber Newbie Tag. Um, and I haven't really looked over the questions too much. I just wanted to kind of give an off the top of my head answer to them. So let's check them out. The first question is, why did you start the channel? Well, I think I really just want to start this channel up just to have more interactions and more discussions, because that's my favorite thing about the community, is just getting feedback and just being able to talk about books that we love. Because I mean, honestly, I don't have a lot of people around me who read the same stuff as I do. So that's the one reason why I came to the booktube community, and some of you will undoubtedly have seen me in comments and doing book discussions with different people. But I just wanted to get more involved. That's kind of why I'm taking this journey, this next step, should you say. And question number 2, what are some fun, unique things that you would bring? I can't say that I'm 100% unique to anybody else, because there's just thousands of booktubers. Um, but I guess a little different perspective that I bring is that I'm a writer first. Then I guess the other way around, it's been people been reviewers for years and then become writers. Um, so I kind of come at it with that kind of an eye. But honestly, I'm not overly critical about most of the books I read. I mostly read to enjoy. Um, you're probably not going to get these super deep dives on what did the author mean underneath the 13th layer, which I love those discussions. But that's just not what I can do. That's just not how my brain works. Um, I come from a movie watching background more than a reading background in my younger days. I didn't come to reading till I was a little older. So that's going to be the kind of the perspective you're going to see coming from me, is an entertainment, factor. How entertained was I? What made it entertaining? Question number 3. What am I most excited about? I think I've already kind of covered that. I'm just really excited about discussions. Getting more people involved, and work, coming together with more booktubers and stuff like that. That's what I'm most excited about with this channel. What do you love to read? I read a little bit of everything. Fantasy, sci-fi, historical fiction. I don't read a lot of like romance novels, pure romance novels, but I'm not really against reading anything. Mostly what I read right now, I'm really big into urban fantasy, and then your epic fantasies. What question would you ask your favorite booktuber? Well, I've had the pleasure of actually being interviewed and being on discussions with some of my favorite booktubers, so I have actually been able to ask them things. But I guess if I was, going to, ask advice, I guess, I would say, what makes a good, you know, what makes a good video? What makes a good series of videos? Um, that would be kind of the way I would go. Because on this channel, I'm gonna do kind of this, stuff I like, but I also, I want to, know what does well, and so I can interact with more people. Next question. What do you think would be the biggest challenge? Well, I would say probably the same thing that most people are going to say is time. I work full time, most of the time 10 hours a day, and then I write as much as I possibly can. I write every day. You know, um, some days I get more time than others, but yeah, it's going to be time. I'm going to try and see if I can pull off one video a week for now, and if that succeeds or that's able to be done, then maybe in the future we can push for more videos, but we're going to try and do one a week. Um, what books do you like to read? Oh, when did you start reading? Well, again, I was more into movies as a kid than reading. I came a little later to reading, but the first book that really spurred me was Eaters of the Dead by Michael Crichton, which I actually had watched the movie The 13th Warrior beforehand, but I didn't know that it had anything to do with the book. And I just loved it because I love, Norse sagas and anything that has to do with the Vikings. And that's one of the few books, because I used to be that kid who would get a book report, find the movie, watch the movie, make sure there's no real changes that anyone can see, and then I would do the book report. And I normally do really well. But with Eaters of the Dead, it's a shorter book too, and I was able to just, I was sucked in. I don't think it took me more than 2 days or whatever to read that book, and it was just enthralling. Um, Next question. What does your book collection look like? Well, my book collection is not vast. I do a lot of audiobooks, ebooks, but if I like a book or I like a series, I tend to buy memorabilia. As you can see, my favorite series of all time is the Dresden Files, and that is a alternate cover for Death Masks. Um, but I have autographed books from Jim Butcher, multiple Dresden books. Then I also have my wife, which me and her both like, The Rising by Brian King. Got special edition autographed books from him. So that's kind of, since they're more expensive, my book collection grows slowly, but it's more of a book memorabilia kind of collection. Um, but I hope you enjoyed it and got to know me a little bit. I will try to upload at least one video a week, and we'll kind of go down my journey through sci-fi and fantasy. And I just want to thank some of the booktubers who've kind of inspired me, such as Steve, Philip Chase, Michael Nip. Um, there's just been a lot of people who kind of inspired me, and just tell people, oh, if you want to start a channel, start a channel. So, I guess here I am, and leave comments, anything that you would like to discuss, maybe you would like me to make a video about. If you want to know a little bit more about me or about my writing, My first book, More Than a Vampire, is actually out now. I'm about to release the second book, so might even do some writing advice on this channel. So stay tuned, and we'll see. Have a great day.